Hello, everyone. I hope you're doing well, and I hope that you have a fabulous day. I'm here to do an intuitive card reading to see what insights, messages, and guidance the universe wants to give us, especially in regards to allowing ourselves to be human, being gentle with ourselves as we navigate this journey, being mindful of the choices we're making, and what it is that we want to come to fruition, because our actions, our thoughts, our beliefs, they all come together. So let's take a look at the cards and see what the universe wants us to know. So we have rose quartz. Open your heart. Yeah. We have to open our hearts and minds again. We have to be willing to trust, to believe. If we close ourselves off, if we wall ourselves off from the world, from life, from all the experiences, all the different people, all the different places, we're not going to go far. We're going to be, having this wall around us, having all these barriers, blockades, and we're going to be staying in the comfort zone. And it's not bad to be in the comfort zone at times. Sometimes we need it to, get our footing, to, recenter ourselves, because sometimes when we go out into the unknown, our emotions can go wild. We're all human. We all have our emotions. We can have rough days, all of that. So it's not inherently bad to have the comfort zone or to go to it. But when we're always in the comfort zone, life is going to pass us by. We're going to miss out on all these different opportunities, all these blessings, all these beautiful connections, because we are buying into fear, insecurity, doubt, worry, unworthiness, mistrust, like all of that. And sometimes when we open up our heart, people will mistreat that trust. That's happened to me before, and it sucks. I know. I'm not judging you for that. Honestly, I know. Been there, done that, got the t-shirt. Been blindsided by people probably more times than I can count. The thing is, if you make sweeping judgments, sweeping statements, stereotype people, and just be like, oh, that's how all of them are, let's throw the baby out with the bathwater, everyone's like this, you're going to miss out. You're going to be pretty lonely. And the universe doesn't want that for you. The universe wants you to open your heart and to trust, to believe that there are people out there that will match your energy and be perfect fits for your life. They are out there. It's just whether or not you're open to it. Because the universe could literally have them crossing your path, knocking on your door. But if you refuse to open it, if you hide away in the corner and keep quiet and act like you're not home, how are they ever going to find you? How are they ever going to establish a relationship with you? Or if opportunity comes knocking and you're too busy, holding yourself away and hiding in the dark, it's just like, it's going to pass you by. It could be literally right under your nose and you're just saying, hey, I got this beautiful thing for you. Please take it. Please, look at it. Please give it a chance. Consider it. But if you're just like, nope, everything's bad, well, then how are you going to live your dream life? Because yes, I get it. It's important to protect ourselves. There are people who have done us dirty, done us wrong, harmed us, betrayed us, this, that, and the other. I'm not saying that didn't happen, but not everyone's going to do that. And do yourself a favor. And use your discernment when you trust, but open your heart and trust again. Believe again. Have faith again. Because the universe wants better for you. And you can't do that if you're staying closed off and hidden away in your comfort zone. As comfortable as it can be. Aquamarine, go with the flow. Yeah. That means that some days you're going to have to just go out and be in the world and embrace life without a plan. Or allowing your plans to go awry and not, start trying to fight it and start exploding and getting frustrated and all these things that people can do. My family does it all the time. Honestly, Mom was doing it earlier today. But it's just like, if things aren't going according to your plan, it's because the universe has something better in store for you. But the thing is, if we settle for less, if we compromise, if we dim our light, if we play small, if we fill up our life with all these things that aren't actually in alignment with us, that don't truly resonate with our wants, our dreams, our desires, there's not gonna be no space for it. So know that if opportunities, people, careers, whatever it may be, end up leaving your life, allow yourself to feel, allow yourself to be human, be gentle with yourself, allow yourself to process, don't sidestep it and sweep it under the rug and act like it didn't happen if you're really bothered by it, but know that it was for something better to come in. Because, for instance, I know I've brought it up before on this channel, but I escaped this very, very toxic group with a narcissist last year, at the end of the year, and it sucked. It was very painful and all that, but looking back now, I can see how unhealthy it was and how draining they were and how they were not a good fit for me. But if I kept, giving them all this time, energy, and attention, if I let them fill up my life, how are these healthy relationships that I want? People who will respect me, people who want to support me, people who want to uplift me, people who want to listen to me and will trust me and be kind to me and loving. How are those people going to come in if that toxic group and the narcissist are sucking up all my energy, sucking up all my time, sucking up all the space? They're not going to be able to go in. There's going to be no room, which is why every fall, the trees lose their leaves. They choose to let go. They go with the flow of life, the flow of the seasons, and then they rest. And then it opens up all this space for in the spring, for all this new life, all these new leaves, all these new blossoms to come. They go with the flow. They don't fight it. They go with the natural process. They trust the divine timing, the master plan of the universe. They know that just because they're letting go of their leaves, that doesn't mean they're never going to get any again. They're not going to be barren for the rest of their lives. The leaves come back. They trust. They know. And so this is what the universe is wanting for you. It wants you to be able to go with the flow. Yes, it can suck. Yes, you can have your plans and you can be disappointed in this, that, and the other. That's fine. You're allowed to be human. No judgment with that. You're allowed to be human. Just don't stay fixated and obsessed and stuck there. Allow yourself to feel what you need to feel. Be gentle with yourself as you navigate, because being human is hard. I remember the narcissist would always give me so much grief and belittle me and invalidate me anytime that I had any emotions. And then he'd be like, why are you chasing after sadness? I'm like, I'm not. And he's like, okay, good, then nobody's sad. I'm like, that's not true either. And he's like, what do you mean? You can't chase after sadness. I'm like, I'm not. I happen to be feeling sadness right now. I'm not trying to, chase after and be like, no, I have to be sad or make myself out to be a victim. But it's like, that's how I'm feeling right now. I'm not going to, guilt trip myself and shame myself and belittle myself and invalidate myself for being human and having this emotion. By trying to sidestep it, sweep it under the rug, pretend like it's not there, bottle it up, it's just going to lead to more problems down the line. So I'm going to allow myself to feel it. And he kept going on about how I was chasing sadness because he didn't want to deal with it. And so the universe is wanting you to go with the flow, to allow your emotions to flow, allow yourself to be a human being. There's a reason it's called a human being. You're supposed to be at one with life and the process and the flow. So don't beat yourself up for it. You're allowed to be. Open your heart to yourself too and give yourself more love and gentleness. Sunstone, take pleasure in the things that you do. Yeah. You need to bring more joy into your life. The universe wants you to savor life. Not that you have to enjoy everything. Not that everything has to be to your preference. Not that it's good vibes only. We can only have room for happiness, love, peace, laughter, lightheartedness. No, you're allowed to be a human, which means you're allowed to experience the full range of human emotions. But the universe is wanting you to make more room for the things that you love, the things that bring you joy, the things that bring laughter and fun and lightheartedness to your life, that bring more peace to your life. You're supposed to be allowed to enjoy life. It shouldn't be so miserable. Yeah, there'll be some things that suck. There are going to be things that aren't to your preference. There's this world is full of contrast and duality. Not everything's going to fit your range of preferences, and that's okay. But do what you can to focus on joy, to bring more joy into your life, to bring more fun into your life, bring more peace into your life, because you're meant to enjoy life. It's a gift. So open up your heart and allow more of that in. Go with the flow and see what you can do to make things more fun, to make them more exciting, to have more adventures, to get curious, to explore, to go on adventures, all of that. Like, have more fun. Turn things into game. If you hate chores, find a way to make it fun and exciting, like a game. Or play on some exciting music and have a dance party. Or, listen to your favorite books or listen to your favorite shows while you do it. Like, do something to make it more enjoyable. Because it doesn't have to be a miserable existence. You're meant to be alive, to thrive, to enjoy. So we have, it's time to release negativity, full moon in Scorpio. Yeah. That's not to say that you can never feel negative emotions ever again. That's not what this card is saying. That's not what the universe is wanting you to take away from this. What the universe is wanting you to do is to release negativity, to not fixate on it, to not obsess over it, to not try to force things, to not, quote unquote, chase after negativity, as the narcissist was telling me. Like, you're allowed to feel what you feel. Give yourself time to feel, to process, to be, but don't, to the best of your abilities, because, we're all human, don't tell yourself all these negative narratives and limiting beliefs and speak death and illness and misfortune and misery over yourself. Don't do that to yourself. You deserve better. That's why the universe is wanting you to release it. It's wanting you to let go. Yes, feel what you need to feel, but that means you let it flow through you. You don't let it get stuck in your body. You don't keep going back to the same thing that happened to you yesterday or earlier today or the week before or a month ago or last year or like a decade ago, however long it was. Don't keep going back to that same story. Yes, what happened in the past happened. You're allowed to speak that truth, but don't attach all this negative emotions to it. Don't make yourself a victim. Yes, people can do you dirty. Yes, people can do you wrong. Yes, people can betray you and disrespect you and gaslight you and neglect you and all these things. But do what you can to make your life more positive. And that can be setting strong, healthy boundaries, learning to walk away, limiting contact with people, severing ties completely if you need to, finding a new job, finding a new home, doing things to make your life something that you enjoy. And it's going to be really hard to live your dream life, to thrive, to have this life where you have peace and happiness and gratitude and ease if you're fixating and clinging on to negativity, which is why the universe wants you to let it go. You don't need to keep holding on to it. You don't need to keep dragging it with you. Yeah, step out of your comfort zone. North Node. Yeah. I'm pretty sure I mentioned that earlier. We got to step out of our comfort zones. We can't build these walls around our hearts and refuse to step outside. Yeah, go back there if you need to. You're allowed to be human. You're allowed to, make things easier on yourself and, have some comfort in your life, but don't stay there. So much growth, learning, improvement, and meaningful connections and beautiful opportunities, they're all outside your comfort zone. All of it. You can't start the new chapter by staying in the last chapter. You have to move on. And yes, you've probably gone through so much. I have as well. I feel you on that. But if we make ourselves the victim and keep telling us these negative narratives and we're staying in those cycles and we're repeating it on loop over and over and over again, how are we going to bring in the new? Like, my family has done me so dirty. They gaslight me all the time. They project onto me all the time. This, that, and the other. It's been with past jobs, fake friends, that toxic group. So many things that have not been kind, not been respectful, not been loving. But I don't have to stay in it. I can limit contact with people. I can walk away. I can look for better that are in alignment and resonate with me. And so can you. But you can't do it in your comfort zone because, I've gotten into conversations with people and people will stay in their comfort zone even if they're very uncomfortable Like, they could be miserable, and it literally could be killing their health and their well-being, and they like be doing all this harm to themselves, but they don't want to go out of their comfort zone. Why? Because it's what they're familiar with. And that familiarity, even if it's super toxic and unhealthy and like killing them from the inside out, it's the known, and so there's a certain level of comfort in that. But we got to step out. We got to expand. We can't stay in the past. We're meant for so much more. Okay. The end of a tough cycle approaches, full moon in Capricorn. That's the thing. You're moving on. You're starting a new chapter. But in order for this to happen, you need to open your heart. You need to go with the flow. You need to do more of what you enjoy. You got to step out of your comfort zone. You got to release that negativity. Your winter is coming to an end, and this beautiful new spring full of life, warmth, abundance, love is coming in. But you got to be open to it. The cycle is ending. Rejoice. It's coming to an end. You're going to be doing so much better. Truly. Yeah. A new start is coming. New moon. That's what I'm saying. You're having this fresh start. You're turning the page and starting a new chapter. Your past doesn't have to be your future or your present moment. You have the power to choose. You have free will. So what is it that you're choosing? Are you choosing to be rigid and controlling and try to force things? Are you choosing to be closed off and, not trust? Are you choosing to do all these things that make you uncomfortable and miserable and just like not happy with life? Are you staying in your comfort zone? Are you clinging on to negativity? What is it that you're doing? Because it's up to you to decide. You get to choose how you move forward. You get to choose what seeds you're planting. You get to choose what you're building as the foundation of your life. You get to choose which path you take. You are the author of your life story. You are the captain of your ship. You are the architect of your life. So what is it that you're looking to do? What are you choosing? Because you have the power. Even if it doesn't always feel like it, you have the power. Yeah, you have the power, so have faith in your dreams. Waxing crescent moon. Believe it's possible. The word impossible literally says I'm possible. So have faith in your dreams. Your dreams can be achieved. The universe is working magic and miracles on your behalf. It's trying to bless you with all these opportunities, all these beautiful connections, all these experiences, all this learning and growth, this fresh start, but you have to be open to it. You have to trust. You have to go with the flow because the universe has a master plan. It has divine timing, and that's not always going to match up with your timing of your plans, your schedules. You got to be open and adaptable. It can be easier said than done. Humans love to control. They want, the ego wants to be the one calling all the shots, but the universe knows better. It knows all the components at play. So why don't you trust and go with the flow and be open to it? Trust that it's working out for you. Yeah. The turtle, patience. Have patience. Know that it's working out for you. The seeds have been planted. So keep tending to them. Keep watering them. Keep pulling out the weeds. Don't let outside forces choke out your dreams and get you to think it's hopeless and that you're going to be having this miserable life for the rest of your life and you're doomed to suffer. No. There are going to be things that still aren't to your preference. It's going to be a work in progress, but believe that you can achieve. I'm pretty sure it was Henry Ford who said, whether you think you can or you can't, you're right. It's all about your beliefs, because your beliefs will influence what actions and choices you make. And if you think something's impossible, are you even going to try? No, you're going to give up before you even try because you think it's pointless. So have patience, because this is going to work. Slow and steady wins the race after all. But your seeds have been planted and you're going to have a bountiful harvest. Truly, you will. The beetle, adaptation. Yeah, but in order to have this bountiful harvest, you may need to be flexible. You may need to adapt. You may need to change your plans, make revisions, postpone, do some switcheroos. You got to go with the flow. You got to be flexible, because life knows how to get you to where you want. Life knows the fastest route to get you there. It's like you're a GPS for you. Like the universe knows how to get you to where you want to go, the fastest route. And it may not look like the route you think is the fastest, or it may be the best route, but it may have this scenic route, but it has all these meaningful connections and opportunities and blessings along the way. But the universe knows. So you got to be able to be flexible and have some adaptation in your life. You got to be open and go with the flow. Have patience. But yeah, at the end of the day, it's all about your focus, the swordfish. What is it that you're focusing on? What is it that you're focusing on? Because what you focus on will grow. What you give your time, energy, and attention will grow and build momentum. The energy you put out in the world comes back to you. You will reap what you sow. So, what are you focusing on? What are you making your priority? What's getting your time, energy, and attention? What are you believing? Because it's all going to make a huge difference. It's all going to make a huge difference, but you got to be mindful and intentional and selective about what you're focusing on. Not everything deserves your focus. There's going to be so many distractions and delusions and illusions and deceptions out there in the external world, trying to be like, oh no, this is the truth. And there can be fear mongers and all that, and fear is false evidence appearing real. So what is it you're focusing on? Not that you're going around blindly and being ignorant and naive. No, you're using your discernment. You see what's up, but you are choosing what you focus on. It's not that you're denying reality, if your family's being nasty to you or something, or a friend or whoever, and it's like, okay, that's what they're doing. Those choices don't align with what I want. I'm not going to be disrespected. I'm not going to be mistreated. So I'm going to choose to walk away. I'm going to choose to disconnect. I'm going to choose to not give this situation any more of my time, energy, and attention. When they can come and be loving and respectful and all that, then I'll give them my attention again. Then they can have my focus again. But I'm not playing these games. You get to choose. It's up to you. Yeah. Wisdom. Wisdom comes from experience and reflection. Yeah, you're being a lot more wise. You have so much experience, and it's making a difference. It's helping guide your steps. And so you can be intentional. You can be intentional. And you can be reflective and intentional and mindful. It's going to make a world of a difference, and you're going to be all the wiser and benefit from it. You've gone through so much, and as much as it sucked to go through it all, as difficult and challenging as it may be, and how much you may have suffered, been there, done that, I'm there with you. You're wiser for it. You can make better choices. You can be intentional and make inspired, aligned choices instead of blindly reacting and getting triggered like so many people do. You're being intentional and wise with your choices. Yeah. You're coming from a place of determination. Face challenges with determination. You can achieve anything. That's the thing. That's why the universe wants you to have faith in your dreams. That's why the universe wants you to step out of your comfort zone. That's why the universe wants you to open your heart and go with the flow and do more of what you enjoy. You can have it come true. Anything. The word impossible literally says, I'm possible. But you may need some patience. It may take some time to get there. You may need to adapt and be flexible to make it come to fruition. But in the end, you will succeed. Don't you worry about it. It's working out for you. Yeah. Keep your hope alive. Hope is the beam of light in the darkness. No matter how dark it gets, no matter how turbulent and stormy, know that the storm will pass, the sun will come again, and you may even see a beautiful rainbow. You're going to be prosperous and successful, and you're going to have so much joy on the other side of it because of what you're choosing to do right now. Don't let other people and the fear and the doubt and the insecurity to smother out your hope, to smother out your joy, to smother out your peace. Feel what you need to feel, but keep your hope alive. Have faith in your dreams, because it is going to work for you. And on the other side of all this darkness and all this turbulence, you'll have abundance. Again, the end of a tough cycle is approaching. You're going to have this new fresh start. Abundance comes from inner fulfillment and outer effort. Yeah. You are being mindful. You're having that strong, stable, secure inner foundation. And because you're putting your inner foundation built upon things of like hope, peace, love, joy, your values, your priorities, you're having that inner foundation so that no matter what's going on the external, it may be shaking all these other people. They may get triggered and having these emotionally volatile reactions and blindly reacting, but you're choosing to intentionally respond. You're choosing to allow yourself to process, to reflect, and then act. You're not going to just jump on in with guns ablazing with your heated emotions, with the explosions and they're boiling over. Like, no. You have your inner fulfillment. You're having internal gratification. You're having internal validation, internal approval. And it's going to help you go to the distance and bring in all this abundance. Truly. So we have bliss. May you feel deeply and transcend. Yeah, the universe wants you to feel your feelings. It wants you to allow yourself to be human, to be gentle with yourself as you navigate this human experience. But it wants you to focus on the joy, to focus on bliss, to focus on fun, on pleasure, on what you truly like makes you feel alive. How do you thrive? What brings you joy? What lights up your world? Bring more of that in and feel deeply. Allow yourself to be a human being. You don't need to be a human doing. You can be a human being. And you can have more gratitude. Because gratitude is the attitude that will help you bring in all this abundance, all this prosperity, all this well-being. May you honor all that you receive. Because even if it doesn't look like it, even if it seems like it's a bad thing, like the universe is going to turn it around and work it for your benefit, to work it for your greatest good, to work magic and miracles on your behalf. So allow. Yeah. So allow. May you soften into what is. Allow. Go with the flow. It's all coming together beautifully for you. Truly. But yeah, at the end of the day, the universe wants you to keep your hope alive. It wants you to keep your heart open. It wants you to go with the flow. May the horizon always sustain you. Keep your hope alive. Even in the darkest night, even in your darkest hour, the universe, the divine, will turn breakdowns into breakthroughs. It will turn what other people are trying to use as a setback to sabotage you, betrayal, all that. It will take that, turn it around, and work it in your favor. So keep your hope alive. Don't let the darkness win, because the universe has big plans for you. Truly. And yeah, you're going to be tested. You're going to be tempted. Temptation will test you. You'll be tempted to go back into your comfort zone, to go back on the old ways, into old unhealthy coping mechanisms. You're going to be tempted to let negativity call the shots. Negative narratives to run, through your mind on loop and to dissuade you from moving forward. But don't fall for it. Come from your heart instead. Come from your heart instead. Love, deep affection, caring. Open your heart. The universe wants to bless you. It wants to send you all of its divine unconditional love. It wants you to have blessings and abundance and prosperity and well-being and peace and happiness. It wants you to thrive. So open up to it. So the universe is working it all in your favor. Yeah, Bo, you are highly thought of. The universe thinks so highly of you, and it wants to send you people that think highly of you as well. But again, you need to make room for them. You need to make room for them. You have to go with the flow. You have to open up your heart. You have to trust. And yeah, flag, do not be tempted to lower your standards. Do not be tempted to compromise, to lower your standards, to let things in that do not resonate with you. Do not settle for less. Do not sell yourself short. Do not sell yourself out. Do not dim your light. Do not play small. Go after what you really want. Keep your values, keep your priorities, keep your standards. Don't lower them just because it seems like, oh, I'll never find anyone, or oh, I'll never find the right job, or oh, I'll never find the right house. I guess this is good enough. It's like it's a roof over my head, or someone to hang out with, or it's a source of income. If you need to do that temporarily, fine, but don't settle for less. You deserve so much more. And the universe is trying to work it out for you. Yeah. The universe wants you to know that you're like the eagle. You're going to soar high above it all. You will triumph over your troubles and obstacles. You will reach greater heights. So do not settle for less. Have faith in your dreams. It's going to work out for you. Yeah. Jug, lighthearted, carefree time. Make more room for that. Make more room for carefree fun, for peace, for joy, for bliss, for gratitude, for hope. Make it be what you focus on, because that's going to light the way for you. It's going to open up all this abundance. Money path. A path with money is waiting for you to find it. But you have to be open to it. You have to trust that it's there. You have to believe it's there. You have to be wise enough to find it and take the steps towards it. Even if you have to adapt, even if you have to shift your focus, even if you have to have patience, have the determination and gratitude to see it through. Because you have so much ahead of you. You have so much abundance, so much prosperity. And the universe is waiting to bless you. But you have to be open to it. I'm wishing you all a wonderful rest of your day. Please take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.